What's going on, everybody? Oh, man. You know, we are dealing with some stuff right now. Just one of them things. Knicks are going through it. And as fans, we're going to have to put up with it. The honeymoon seems to be over. That's right. The honeymoon, the malaise is finally over, guys. I'm talking about the honeymoon of the Villanova boys, you know what I mean? The Roommates podcast, the whole thing, we put this together. Everybody's kumbaya and everybody's happy. The honeymoon is over and we're down to the real. Now it's serious. Now we have to figure out what we got to do in order to, rebound and get out of the funk, get out of this malaise of not being able to put up the numbers against these good basketball teams. Figure out a way to make that stretch run to get to the playoffs and see what the Knicks are really all about. Like, what's their mettle? You know what I mean? Let's test the stones and see what we got going on. Because right now, it's not looking that great. Right now, we're looking like a team that not only is not good enough to play with some of these big boys, the big teams in the league, but we're not even, competing. We're not even making a fighting effort. I will say, granted, the Knicks did have a much more respectable game versus Boston, but really, that came down a lot to the bench. The bench really cut that lead and got some spark going. So I don't know what to think about this Knicks team right now, but I do know one thing: it's going to get better. Will it change what we really are? Don't know, but it's going to get better. We'll see where we go from here. Anyway, let's start the show. Let's go.
Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New York, go, new team, it's the same dream. New Knicks City uniform, they stay clean. I just caught mine off of Fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air, we back at it.
All right. You see it. It's me. I'm your man, Ron. That's my brother. That's my brother, Jose. You see it. Anyway, I'm here, guys, holding it down. Shout out to my brother, Jose, who was caught up doing some personal stuff today. And so, the show must go on. We got you next week, Jose. Whenever you need, man, that's what we hear. We hold it down for each other. And then my brother, John, shout out to him and his son, Jaden. John has already mentioned this in the past. He's become a sports dad. John's got a whole unit over there. But his son, especially, his son is into everything. We're talking boxing, baseball, soccer, you name it, and basketball. But his son's team, he mentioned, was undefeated. And tonight was the last game of the season for his son's team, and they went undefeated for the season. So congratulations to Jaden. Way to go, brother. And I know you're out there celebrating. Dad's with you. You guys are celebrating and enjoying the victory. What a great season, man. That's fun, man. I never actually had a chance. I mean, I played on some teams that were organized. I never had a chance to be a part of anything so special as an undefeated season. And just, it's just it's good accolades, man. It's good. And, you grow from it. So that's dope. That is really dope. Shout out to him. Oh, man. That being said, our New York Knicks, they got some issues. They got some issues. I think in the end, like I always say, they're going to be okay. it just really boils down to the fact that there's question marks, man. There's just question marks as to what we see, what we witness from this team on a day in and day out basis. Like, what do they got going on? I mean, I don't know what are we missing? Like, what is it that is keeping us from, showing our true potential, like what we really are? Because I don't think this is who the Knicks are. Honestly, the Knicks are better than this. I like the fact that we competed against Boston, right, at some point in the game, and I think that energy level that the bench put out there helped spark the starters. You know what I mean? I think that helped them. Because even when the bench cut into the lead and the starters came back in, the starters didn't look that great automatically. But as the time went by, they started to kind of chip away. And then they started to get their mojo. So I think the bench definitely helped a lot in getting us to that point. But my whole thing is like, what is going on with the Knicks with regards to these games against these upper echelon elite teams? And what is the issue with not only us stepping up and showing like the fight, but what's happening with just making a couple different changes and stuff that could help impact the game? Like, I don't know what's going on with Tom Thibodeau when it comes to that stuff. I don't know why maybe we're not getting on-court leadership. I'm not putting it directly on Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is not a Chris Paul type of point guard where he's controlling and pointing at everybody and all that stuff. But at some point, you want not only Jalen Brunson, but guys like Cat, guys with experience, guys who are star type players, guys like Josh Hart. I mean, Josh Hart's been pretty vocal off the court. I don't know how vocal he is on the court as far as telling people what to do, but it would be nice to see these guys step up and take a little bit more initiative in regards to things that don't look right on the court. Like, how can we fix certain things in real time while they're happening? Because if the coach ain't doing it, somebody got to do it, right? Somebody has to. But then again, it's all left to be seen. What if the coach is doing it? What if I'm wrong and some of us who think that we are wrong, and the coach is doing everything we need the coach to do and the players are just not executing? That's the tough one. That is the tough one to know. It's really rough, man. I don't know what to say about that. It's tough to say. All we can do is hope that they get it right. You know what I mean? Hope that they get it right. Sorry to my people out there. Well, they can't even see this, so I can't tell them. For whatever reason, my connection to X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, is not working. So it's not allowing me to go live right now. I tried multiple times. I checked and see if my account is good to go. It's legit. Looks like it's straight. So I don't know. Hopefully it fixes itself and then I can go live. It'll be a little weird because the show will have already been started, but it's not letting me do it. So it is what it is. I tried. But yeah, I guess that if people want to watch, they're going to have to come over to YouTube. So, but appreciate everybody out there. Shout out to those on Facebook as well. Appreciate everybody tuned in. Let me see what the chat is talking about before I get into the recap of last week's games. Shout out to Crim's dad in the building. What up, Crim's dad? Why do I always say that? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Shout out and thank you for being a member of the SKF Army, as always. Shout out to Ondeals NYK in the building. You know what he says. Knicks Nation, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, sit back and enjoy the show. Appreciate you, my guy. Yes, always, bro. Shout out to Double D in the building. So Laurent John plus SKF family, great show on Saturday. The Knicks are catching it, especially Tom Tibb, deservingly so. Yeah, it's true. Shout out to Travel Vibes in the building. Salute Travel Vibes. JJ's in the building. He says, salute, Ron. We not ready. Second round exit at best. Not even sure Detroit would be easy first round matchup, which looks like our likely opponent. Bridges 0 rebounds yesterday. OG with 2. Shake my head. Soft. You ain't lying. I can't fault you on that. It's true. Shout out to Lena Franklin in the building. She said, "What's up?" First off, shout out to Lena Franklin, who won an event in her Special Olympics this past weekend. I saw that. Shout out to you, Lena. Way to go. What do I have here for you? Because my let's see. My applause isn't really working that well. I don't know. What says great? Let's try this one. I don't know if that worked okay. I mean, I could hear it, but I doesn't know if you guys can hear it. Yeah. There you go. Let's go, Lena. Shout out to you. Great job, by the way. So what did she say? She says, "What's up, you guys? The queen of the New York Knicks won first place." Oh, she's saying it herself. Yeah, I wanted to say it because I saw it already. First place at her special big competition over the weekends, and tomorrow, me and my brother, we are going to the Westchester Knicks game. Oh yeah, enjoy that. Good for you. Have fun. Shout out to Josh Move in the building. What up, Josh? Salute to you. Nostalgic Nick is here. What up, Nostalgic? Good to see you. P. Duggar in the building. What up, P? Said our spoiled brat base don't want to have Jimmy here. Let him perennial champs with another one. Yeah, they ain't going nowhere, but I hear you though. Josh asks, will Tibbs adjust? Oh, that's a good question. All right. Hey, L, damn it, is in the building. Let's go, L. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Shout out to Randu in the building. Appreciate you, Randu. Says salute, Ron. We ain't going past the second round. Better luck next year. I hope you're wrong, but I understand the sentiments. Hopefully we can switch things around and flip it upside down on them, but we'll see. Matchups are going to matter in the playoffs. All right. Let me get to these super chats real quick. You know what it is. Shout out to Crim's dad. Thank you for the generous super chat. He says, Lena Franklin won her competition. Congrats and enjoy the Westchester Knicks game. Let's go. Shout out to you once again, Lena. Good job. Shout out to the 713 gamer in the building. Let's go. He says, yo, smash the like button, SKF Army. With the fire emoji. Let's go. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Let's try this. Go live on X one more time. Hey, it worked. Okay. Hi. Sorry, people. If anybody's watching right now on X, the show started already. For whatever reason, wouldn't let me go live right away, but it's letting me go live with 13 minutes on the clock. I mean, already 13 minutes in, should I say. So, hey. Whatever works. Appreciate all you people out there. Please share it out with all your peoples. Let them know that we are rocking live right now. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. All right. So anyway, that's what I'm basically getting at, guys. We got some issues. All right. No matter how we slice it, we got some issues. There's some stuff we have to continue to work through. And all we can do is hope that the Knicks get better and figure out whatever the hell's been going on with them. Like, so they can fix it. And just continue to give that effort that we all would love to see from the team that we root for. That's pretty much it. That's the bottom line. No other way to slice it. So, let's get to the recap, guys. If you guys already know, we had 3 games this week. And then once we get through the recap, I want to get into some Tibbs little juicy tidbits, and then we'll take some phone calls. So let's move along. First off, New York Knicks played the Chicago Bulls, and that was a really weird game, right? So wait, hold on. I might be wrong. I think I put that one in here. Oh no, I'm correct. Yeah. So the New York Knicks played the Chicago Bulls, and that was a really weird game. It was right off of the All-Star break, and for whatever reason, when the Knicks play the Bulls, we have a tough time. I don't know what it is, guys. I really don't. I have no clue as to what it is, why that happens for us, but it does. And we wound up beating the Bulls 113 to 111. It's crazy because the Bulls are like they're not a rebuilding team. They got good players. They just don't have enough good players, right? Not to really compete with the Knicks. Yet they do. Lonzo Ball had 14 points. It's nice to see a healthy Lonzo Ball out there. His shooting was horrific, but it's just still nice to see him out there. Vucevic had 21. Josh Giddey was killing us. He had 27 and 16 rebounds. It's ridiculous. That's how small we are. Kobe White had 11. He had an off shooting game, and we still almost lost. Julian Phillips had 12 points. So yeah, that's not great. And then you had Mikal Bridges, who had 13 points. Precious Achiuwa had 11 points. Karl Anthony Towns had 32 and 18, a great game for him. Jalen Brunson had 22 and 12, good for him. And Miles McBride got the start because not only was OG Anunoby out, but Josh Hart was out. And Miles in 42 minutes, had 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. A really good game from Miles considering. But 42 minutes. Karl Anthony Towns played 42 minutes. Precious Achiuwa played 46 minutes. Mikal Bridges played 43 minutes. I mean, like, you can't make this stuff up. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what it's about. I don't know why. I don't know what we're doing. I don't think it's necessary. We're playing the Chicago Bulls. Josh Giddey at one point was so bad that OKC couldn't wait to get rid of him. I mean, of course, he's always been a talented player, but I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what the hell happened. What's going on with our Knicks team? I don't know. Oh, boy. Yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to OG Face in the building. Salute to you. He says we should trade Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby for Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak would undoubtedly thrive in New York alongside Jalen Brunson, Cat, Josh Hart, and Mitchell Robinson. If only things were that easy. Also, we got to get TJ Warren from the Westchester G League. He is shooting lights out, and fire Tom Thibodeau ASAP. Let's go Knicks. All right. No Cap Life's analyst says the rest of the season is tryouts for who we're going to keep going forward. Don't be surprised if Durant is on the team next year. Timestamp this, please. I mean, I'll be disgusted if he is, but it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know. DNL M. Almante in the building says, I love how everyone is gunning for Tibbs' head when the players are the ones not performing. It's funny how that works. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say I think it's a little combination of them both, but you're right. The players have a lot to do with this, DNL. I'm not putting everything on Tibbs. There's certain things that I'm not happy with, but the players have to give the effort. Players also have to be held accountable for their own actions out there in the court. I mean, because they're the ones that are actually getting embarrassed out there. So that's tough. It's tough. Well, that was that game. And we go from that game to the biggest, well, not the biggest, but the two big games that we were waiting for. You know, we had to play Cleveland and then another game against Boston. So everybody's like, you know what? Last time around, Knicks weren't ready. They were still in the process of gelling, you know, and this time around, we should be a little better, even though, you know, we may not have OG. Oh, but then winds up, we do get OG, right? We lose them, but we got them. But yeah. So Knicks go up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we wind up getting smacked 142 to 105. Oh boy. You know, just a downright bad looking game. And so this is a game where it's just, you can complain a little bit about the Knicks' effort. At certain times, but then again, when I took a look at the game, initially that was my argument, that the Knicks didn't give a lot of effort. But then watching it again, you could see that the Knicks did give effort. They just looked like they had no answers. They had no answers offensively. They had no answers defensively. They could not stop the Cleveland Cavaliers no matter what Cleveland did. And to me, that was telling. That is probably the issue that I have most concern about with regards to Tom Thibodeau. The fact that we go out there, we play defense, and we're not stopping anybody. A team that's known for being a defensive team, they got whatever they wanted. So that's a little bit of a concern for me. That bothers me. I don't know what to say about that. In this game, Precious Achiuwa had 7 points, 10 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 turnovers. Mikal Bridges had 14 points, 5 assists. Jalen Brunson had 26 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And yeah, that's pretty much the highlights, folks. Cleveland, Evan Mobley had 21 and 8. Jared Allen had 10 and 3. I'm surprised with the 3 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell had 27, 3 and 5. Ty Jerome had 19. DeAndre Hunter, the newly acquired DeAndre Hunter, had 16. So you can see his impact immediately. He was 6 of 7 from the field, 4 of 4 from 3. Almost unstoppable out there. I mean, Ty Jerome was 7 of 11 from the field and 3 of 4 from 3. Almost unstoppable. Jared Allen was 5 of 6. Evan Mobley was 9 of 11. Donovan Mitchell was 10 of 15. Where is the defense? These guys shooting like there's nobody out there. They shot 60% from the field. They shot 51% from 3. Yeah. No bueno. No bueno. So yeah, I mean, that's just another one of those that you chalk up and you say, what is going on? What is happening with this team? Why can't we go out there and execute our game plan the way we normally do? I know that I know that Cleveland is a better team than us, but still, Cleveland has lost to worse teams. Why can't the Knicks figure out a way to put a dent in whatever Cleveland's doing? That's what I don't understand. So that's interesting. So that brings us to this next game, which was against the Boston Celtics, the hated Boston Celtics, our biggest rivals, right? And in this game, the Knicks actually lost 118 to 105. But don't get fooled, people. This game was never in question. Boston was winning this game from the first quarter on. They were never looking like they were going to lose. They had a comfortable 20-plus point lead for most of the game. The Knicks did cut into that lead. I think they got it down to about 8, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 7. I think it was 8. That was the closest I think they got, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think that's the closest they got. And the bench did really good. When they came into the game, they had some fire. They played with some spark. It translated over to the rest of the starters when the starters really started to lock in and they started getting a little mojo going, and they played really good, sound basketball. I liked what I got to see from them, and I thought they played really well. But in the end, it was still the same thing. Still the same thing. Knicks started scoring some garbage buckets in garbage time to make the lead look. And you could tell, like you could see Mikal Bridges. I know. So some fans got a little upset with Mikal Bridges because they felt like he didn't step up throughout the game, and they felt like he was trying to pad his stats in the fourth quarter. That is not what Mikal Bridges was trying to do. Mikal Bridges was trying to shoot up shots so that the loss didn't look as bad for the New York Knicks. That wasn't a Mikal thing. That was a New York Knicks thing, so that it doesn't look like we were getting blown out by 20 points. That's what was going on there. So I know it's still bad. It's just not as bad as you think. He wasn't doing anything for his individual accolades. That was to make the Knicks game in the stat sheet. You go down the line, you're like, oh, Knicks lost 118-105. Don't look too bad. We know the real story. Anyway, well, that's what happened with that. Shout out to Hidalgo. So you know I got soul in the building. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, so they actually cut it to 4. That was oh man. It didn't even feel like it. Shout out to Annie K in the building. Salute to you. Let's go, Annie K. Happy Monday, all. I feel like I'm watching the movie Groundhog Day. Knicks keep repeating same mistakes against Boston and Cleveland. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Nostalgic Nick says they're trying to scapegoat Mikal and Cat now. I'm telling you, it's not an individual thing. The Knicks have a problem as a unit, right? Cat has a lot of issues on defense, and I think that those defensive issues do affect the team. But I think he is a good enough player that he benefits the team, and they can still turn whatever negatives that start happening throughout the course of the game when he's out there. Brunson, I'm going to say Brunson played decent. I think he played okay on defense. I think offensively he was all right. OG's, coming back from another injury, didn't look that great, wasn't that sharp. Mikal hasn't been that sharp. He's, Mikal's very inconsistent. He goes up and down and gets into slumps. So just, it's good that he hit those shots towards the end of the game. So that means maybe the next game they play, he won't come out flat. He'll come out pretty good, we hope. Josh Hart being out for a couple games and also having the All-Star break, coming back, and putting up the numbers he did, it was pretty damn good, man. I mean, it's not something you expect. I mean, what did he finish with? Josh Hart had shoot. Where is it? Here we go. Josh Hart had 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. Damn near a triple-double in his first game back. I mean, I can't say nothing bad about him. And that was it. I mean, that's it. That is it. Cameron Payne added 7 points in 10 minutes. Could he have gotten more out there? Yeah, maybe. I mean, because he was 3 of 6. He wasn't bad. Landry Shamet actually looked probably as good as I've seen him since he's been a Knick. And I know he only played 5 minutes, but he looked good with his shots. That first shot was clean. The second shot was moving and he hit it and it was clean. He had 6 points, 2 threes, and he was very active defensively. I'm not saying he necessarily stopped anybody, but he did make it a little bit more difficult with his activity. He played 5 minutes. I mean, as good as the Knicks looked in that moment when the bench came in, Deuce McBride played 27 minutes and he did not shoot well. He was 1 of 7, 0 of 4 from 3. He had 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He was active. And defensively, I don't think he was bad. Just offensively, he didn't add anything to the team. And so in 27 minutes of play, when you get 2 points, it hurts. It does hurt. Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of where we are, guys. And so my question is it time for the Knicks to, consider making a change? Is it time for the Knicks to shake up that starting lineup? Is it time for the Knicks to think about making a change away from Tom Thibodeau? What's your thoughts, guys? I know I put a poll up on Saturday, and 60% of everybody said, no, we shouldn't fire Tom Thibodeau right now, because obviously you're not going to really replace him with anybody. But the point is, do you guys think that maybe it's time no matter what? Because there's certain things that you're not comfortable with Tom Thibodeau and don't think he's ever going to change. That's a question. Shout out to my guy, the 713 Gamer. Thank you, my guy. He has given a gift membership. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you. And shout out to the recipient, which is Mr. Cardiac Knicks. Shout out to you. You are a member of the SKF Army. Hopefully you like being a part of it. There is some content that's coming very shortly. And you decide to continue to be a member of the SKF Army. Thank you. And thank you to 713 Gamer, my guy. Appreciate you, bro. So that's the question. Shout out to Smarter Than Your Average in the building. Said Brunson needs to play in the cage on West 4th Street. He wants to be the one-on-one champion. Oh, give me a break, bro. I mean, trading Brunson for Trae Young. Trae Young don't play no defense. So I don't know how much that's going to help. Wow. You are on fire, guys. Another gift membership. Shout out to the 713 Gamer once again. Appreciate you, my guy. This time to Cowboys is the recipient of the sponsorship. Shout out to you, TA Cowboys. Cowboys. Let's go. Oh, one more. Whoa, what is happening? Once again, man, shout out to you, 713 Gamer. Thank you for the generous gift membership. This time, Jay Chosen just became a sponsor. Shout out to Jay Chosen. I'm sure he'll love that. Shout out to him, man. Yeah, I know. Mega NYK says, Ron, HR needs your signature for your lack of coffee mug giveaways to me. Yeah, it's pretty bad right now, Mega. Yeah, we got to work on that. And in fact, we do need to do a giveaway very soon. I think that's something we can do for you, buddy. I do have to, I don't know if you'll win, but I mean, I think that's something we can do. Man. Once again, the 713 Gamer is gifting another membership. Shout out. Dude, okay. He says, okay, I'm done for tonight. Thank you, my brother. You don't have to do that. Very appreciative. And shout out to all the recipients, man. This is pretty dope for you guys. I hope it'll be dope. I mean, I got to give you guys some content, and we'll see where it goes from here. But Dionel M. Almonte, you are now a member of the SKF Army, my guy. So appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoy it and want to continue it. Like I said, the next giveaway, by the way, though, the next giveaway, just to be fair, guys, I already mentioned this before. The next giveaway that we do is going to be for the SKF members only. All right, because they deserve some stuff. They've been rocking for a while. They do pay their membership monthly, and they need to have a chance to get some special stuff for them as well. So the next giveaway will be for them exclusively. So just want to put that out there. This guy, what a guy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Okay. So guys, listen, let me do this. Before we continue with this conversation, I'm going to turn the phone lines on immediately once this is done. But I do want to get to Tibbs, right? Because we're talking about Tibbs, and let's just talk. Instead of just saying somebody needs to go, somebody needs to fire, why don't we listen to what Mr. Tibbs has to say himself, right? You know what I mean? Don't you think that's fair? Why not? So this is going to be pretty long, guys. I apologize. Maybe some of y'all seen this already, but some didn't. This is about 6 minutes. So I'm just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. But, I want us to be able, because if we're going to talk about somebody's livelihood, what they mean for this team, why don't we hear what he's talking about in reference to what happened with the Boston game and see how we feel? Do we feel like he doesn't get it? Do we feel like he's not connecting with the team? Have they tuned him out? Does he not know what the hell he's doing? Let's listen to him, and because I think that's fair. So let's see what Tibbs has to say. And now it's time for Juicy Tidbits.
Questions?
You guys had kind of held them in check from 3 in the first half. What did you not like about what the group did defensively, despite them not being able to kind of?
Well, I think we got in a hole early, so that hurt us. We were much better in the second quarter, and then I thought we played really well in the third, and then we got it down to 4. I think in the start of the fourth, it was at 89-85, and then on a dead ball we gave up a 3, and then that hurt us right there. So then they went on, like, I think 12-4 run right there. So.
I'm sorry, Tom, I didn't mean to interrupt. But what did you see that got you guys in that hole in the first quarter?
Probably some missed shots. I liked the shots that we created. When we sprayed the ball out, and when you spray the ball out, you just got to trust your teammates, and sometimes you're not going to make them, but then you got to get back and you got to play defense. And so, we were spread out and we weren't communicating as well as we could have, and they got into a good rhythm. But then I thought the second quarter that changed, and then the third quarter was very good. And they're gonna, if you let your guard down at all and you don't make multiple efforts on every play, they can go on runs on you. And so, but I liked the fight a lot in the third quarter. And I think they've been high volume, obviously 3-point shooting team. I thought we had some good situations in which we switched, but then we didn't finish with the rebound. The rebounding hurt us, and that's where we have to shore that up.
Why did Miles work with that lineup in the third quarter?
Yeah, they just got a good rhythm going. I thought that the intensity, and they're dangerous because of what they do off the dribble, and you got to fly around. And I thought that they gave us a good spark, but that group got going. I thought we played, a lot smarter in terms of, like, who we were putting in pick and rolls and the advantages we could create off of that. And so that's how we have to play. I mean, they're a terrific team on both sides of the ball. They have, length at the rim, so you got to make good decisions when you get in there. And, I thought we were smart in the second and third. We ended up getting points in the paint, and we got some good looks, and we got into a good rhythm.
It was like Cat took a pretty good shot late in the game. Just what did you see that let you know that he was good to come?
Yeah, no, he said he was fine. So, again, his rebounding was terrific.
You guys have consistently struggled against elite offenses defensively this year. What would you say has been the biggest reason?
Well, I think it's probably a combination of things. One, they're elite, so and I think the volume 3-point shooting teams, you can do a good job, but it just takes 2 or 3 minutes of, not getting it right, and they can go on a run on you. So it's something that we got to continue to work on, and that's the test of the league. So learn from each game, get ready for the next one, and that's where we want the focus to be.
Is there anything tonight that shows you're closing the gap on them?
Well, the thing is, it's obviously an ongoing process. So, this team is a well-oiled machine. They've been together for a while, and so we have to keep learning and getting better. So I think the fact that, we were able to close that gap to get it to 89, 85 with, into the fourth, and that's where we got to be better. When we're in that position, that's when we got to be at our best.
You mentioned the other day you can't let go of the rope when you fall behind. Today you guys go down 27 and they fight back. Is that something you build up?
Yeah, well, you prefer not to get down. Like the thing is if you build a habit of fighting to win every possession, you can miss a shot, but hopefully at the end of the game you've won more possessions than your opponent has. But fight to win each possession is important. You don't know which possession may cost you the game. It could be a jump ball, could be lack of awareness on a dead ball out of bounds, whatever it might be. Those things add up, and you got to take those things away. Particularly, like when you're fighting a team like this, it's every possession does matter.
In the first 2 matchups, I think you went Mikhail on Tatum. This time we saw more OG. Did you like what you saw from OG?
Yeah, and again, both guys are going to have to, be able to guard multiple guys, and you like to change it up some. And then Porzingis makes them different as well. So you got to make good decisions there.
So this next question, after obviously there's the 2 top teams in the East you played in a row. Like where do you see where you guys are at after?
Just I feel like we have a lot of work to do, but I've always felt like we have a lot of work to do. So the thing is, it's not anything more than it is. It's a game. We lost the game. We got to learn from it, get ready for the next one, and with the idea in mind that we have to play our best at the end. So each game reveals something to you, tells you the things that you have to work on, what you have to get better at, and so that's what we're striving to do. I think, obviously getting Josh back is big for us, and we'll go from there.
Where do you see Thibodeau push the starters this year when a player doesn't get a lot of time? How much is that important?
Well, every day is important for him. I think, practices are important. I think when he goes to the G League, those days, like when you're a rookie, it's all about learning. Learn the league, you're learning the NBA, you're learning a new system, you're learning from the veterans, you're learning each day. He's a gym rat. I love the way he works. I think he has a great future.
You mentioned Josh. That's one. With Josh coming back from the knee, 2011 and 9, just kind of what you saw from him.
Yeah, really good energy, in his typical type game, they were playing their 5s on him, so I thought his activity was great. Just to be running into pick and rolls, generating advantages. He got into the pocket some. We were able to, get points in the paint off of that. So I like the way he played a lot.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There we go. That was it, guys. That was Tibbs' juicy tidbits from the Boston Celtic game. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. When you've heard one Tibbs press conference, it's kind of like you heard them all. So it's tough, but he's still a really good coach. I'm not happy with the fact that I just don't like his lack of in-game adjustments, in my opinion. And if he does make them, they're not impactful enough. And I think that another thing that bothers me is his style of defense, which is really good. When Tibbs has all of his pieces that he wants, his defensive center and all that, his style of defense is really effective. But if you don't have that, you don't really have a backup plan of another way to be really effective towards these high-powered offensive teams, then what are we doing here? Say what you will, but Boston has guys that are bought in on defense, and they make adjustments out there. Like you might get them early, but they make adjustments throughout the game. A lot of times the teams that have beat Boston this year beat them because offensively Boston didn't have it going. They live and die by the three, and they didn't have a lot of that going. But their defense has been there, right? Cleveland, the same thing. They've made adjustments. OKC has, I don't know what the number is, but they are in top 5 as far as basketball teams that have come back from deficits to win the basketball game. You know, when they're trailing, they're never out of a game. Kind of reminds me of last year's Knicks, right? But not this year. We're a little different this year. That's a problem. Usually this year's Knicks, when we go down by a good margin, we're over. It's a wrap. And that's a problem to me. We don't have that same fight, that same heart. Is that just Tibbs? I don't think so. I think that has something to do with the players too. But like I said, Tibbs not making the type of adjustments that would help bring the team back and get players hyped up to come back and fight. Tibbs not going to the bench and saying, let me bring this young fella in, because I know he's not ready, but he's got heart, right? And once he gets out there, maybe that'll spark the rest of the team, or maybe he'll get going. Maybe he gets a couple baskets and he starts feeling good about himself, and we can ride that momentum. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. I don't see that from our fearless leader, and that's a problem for me. So once again, guys, thank you for everything. Please smash that like button if you haven't already done so. We are at 72 people watching across all platforms on this Monday night, a very busy Monday night, because there's people that, fellow content creators that are on everywhere tonight. So the fact that you guys are here, I really appreciate it. But please smash that like button. Listen, sometimes you guys forget. I know y'all don't know what it looked like. Let me show you what it looked like, just in case you forgot. Here it is. Just so you know. All right, so the phone lines are up. If anybody wants to call in, let me put that number up there for you guys. Excuse me. It is 347-305-7280. Once again, that's 347-305-7280. There we go. So yeah, please give us a call in if you'd like to, and we are here rocking. So another thing that I wanted to bring up, and I'm not trying to make a big deal about this, guys, because I know some people don't care. Karl Anthony Towns, when he got hurt in the fourth quarter and went down, not only was he like hobbling, when he went to the bench, he was knocking people out his way. He like moved Dice Yoshimoto out the way. He was going to run through whoever was in front of him to get to the bench. And yet you're telling me that, Tibbs said, Karl Anthony Towns said that the injury wasn't that serious and he felt like he could go, so I put him back in the game. What? Okay, fine. Maybe that's the case. Maybe you say, my guy wants to show he's a warrior. He wants to go out there and prove that he's tough. He doesn't want to seem soft out here. Fine, I can understand that. But guess what? When Karl Anthony Towns went back in the game, after a minute or two, when you see that the Knicks are down, whatever it was, 13, 14, whatever it was, and there was 2 minutes left, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let me get to this caller, see what this caller is talking about. Caller, you are on live with SKF Weekly. Your name and where you're calling from. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller? Caller? I think we might have a bad connection. I don't think the
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you go. There you go, caller. Yes, your name and where you're calling from. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I hear you.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. No, welcome back to you. Yes. I think I know that voice.
All right.
That voice sounds familiar.
Yeah. Name 713 Gamer. Houston,
Hey,
Texas.
what's happening?
What's up, Ron?
Hey, you know how we do.
I mean SKF.
Nah, baby, you got it right.
Hey, man. We only got 36 likes. What's up?
I don't know. Where's them likes at, man? They said run them likes up, y'all. Where you at? Let's run them likes up.
Man, you ain't been reading chat.
Am I missing something? What am I missing? I see what's going on. 14 more likes. So basically what's happening, folks, is if you get them likes up, there might be something that's gifted.
I need 50.
There might be something gifted.
I need 50 likes.
I see what's going on.
I got 39. Come on, 50 likes. I'm gonna make it rain memberships. I hope y'all brought a fucking Balenciaga umbrella.
Okay, so we got 40 likes on this this child-friendly show. 40 likes.
My first time calling into your show.
This might be the first time, brother.
Damn, as long as I've known you, first time. Yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all drop that like, sub. I don't know what to say.
Listen, I'll tell you.
I'll mail you a free Permanente Brother burger.
Yeah, you got a listen. I mean, you should really be doing this. You got a really good voice. I can hear it over. It's like a radio voice.
Are you hitting on me on live?
Oh no. I am not.
Hey, bro, text me that shit, man. Don't tell me on live.
This is my guy, man. This is my guy, 713 Gamer. A really good friend.
Y'all may not know.
Really good friend.
Oh shit, we need 5 more. Where they at? Come on. Live at 5. Let's do this shit.
Man,
y'all may not know, but Mindhunter in his younger days when he had hair, he was a gamer. Me and homie burnt down plenty of trees.
This is true. This is why I know the 713 Gamer. Yeah. On my child-friendly show.
Oh, this is child-friendly?
Yeah, child-friendly. Thank you. Man, where are we at, guys? Listen, I mean, look, if y'all can get them likes up, I mean, I would truly appreciate. Oh, we got 46. 4 more.
Oh, 46.
Ooh-wee.
46. We need 4 more. Mine, grab your wife's cell phone and press like.
Man.
Hey, grab Justin too. Press like.
Yeah. Let me see if I get the family involved. We got 47 people.
We got 47. Fucking right. Crim's got it. Hey, say, man, you got something, man. You got it. You got it, brother.
Hey, man.
You got the gift of gab. Do your thing, my man.
Bro. I appreciate you, man.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yes.
That's it.
There you go.
Hey, man.
Yes.
Stay up. Won yourself.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro. For real. Look at that. Nice call, man. That's like, that's like a blast from the past when you like, and let's bring up your first grade teacher, Miss Origami. Oh, we got another caller. Caller, you on live with SKF Weekly. Your name and where you calling from?
Yo, Ryan, it's JJ from Brooklyn, bro.
What up, JJ? Man? What's happening, my brother?
What's good, brother? How you feeling, man?
Good, brother. Good. Appreciate you, man.
Good, man. Yes, sir. That was a great call, man. Love the voice.
He's a really good dude. He's a very close friend of mine.
Yeah. No doubt. That's dope. Oh, man, I'm frustrated, brother. I'm frustrated, man.
Dude, I can't listen. I can't be mad at you. I get it. I understand that it's tough. We got a lot of hope and passion about this Knicks team, and when they go out there and they can't beat the teams in the league that we think we're ready for, that we've built our team for, it doesn't feel good.
Thank you.
It doesn't feel good.
Thank you. Bingo. You just hit it. You just hit it on the head. We built this team for Boston, right? That's what I heard when we got Macau. Now we match up. Now we match up with Boston. Not so much. You know?
Yeah.
Three games versus Boston, right? Bridges, 3 duds. You got to bring it at least on one side of the court. All 3 games, terrible on both ends of the floor.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be playing defense, I get it. It's hard to stop Tatum. Don't get me wrong. He does that to 99% of the league. You know, it's not a crime to give up 35 points to Tatum.
It's true.
But if you're not going to play great defense, you got to give us. Can you give us 18? I'm not asking for 35. He's just very timid. He's very timid when he plays Boston. It's like he sees monsters or something. They put their shoes on the same way that you do, Macau. The same way.
It's like
there ain't
nightmares,
nothing
right?
to be scared of.
I think
This isn't the Monstars from Space Jam or nothing. You know.
I think JJ. I think a big piece of it is I don't know who said it. I think I was watching Sim on NBK, and a thing about Macau is that he's a very good defender, but he's not a physical defender per se. And Boston they have physical players. Not necessarily, I'm not everybody, but like the way they do things, they're very aggressive. And Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown are very physical in how they play offensively and defensively. And not for nothing, I don't know if you saw it, but when you were watching the Boston game, there was a point where Jalen Brown was mic'd up and he was telling some 4th string bench guy. It wasn't anybody that I really knew. One of those bench dudes, he was like, listen, all these dudes offensively, they try to get you physical. They come at you with that bump. You got to eat the first bump. And then from there, you're good. I mean, these guys know how to deal with the Knicks. So, it's crazy.
I also, I feel like Boston, I feel like when they play the Knicks and the Cavs, I feel like when they had that stretch, if you remember not too long ago, where they were kind of not struggling, I guess struggling for the Celtics standards. They were like 8-7 or something like that. I just felt like it was just one of those, a team like that who just won a chip, they're going to go through that kind of malaise, for a stretch. And I just feel like when they play the Knicks and the Cavs, that's when they really bring it because they want to send a message. We see the moves the Knicks just made. We see people saying the Cavs could give us a run. So they're trying to send a message like, you guys got to slow down. We're still here. And I respect that. I love that. And we don't do the same. And if we don't do the same, you're going to get blown out by them. Like, why can't we try and send a message? Like, we're here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any confidence, like, right now, like, from what we've seen, that to make me think we're even going to put up a fight in the second round. I mean, I'm not even confident in the damn first round right now, to be honest. Detroit scares me a little bit. I ain't going to even count.
I can understand that.
I mean, they ready to do this, what, 2 in a row at the Garden? Like, hey, man, better be careful. Just saying. It looks like that's probably the matchup, just from, it looks like both teams are almost solidified, almost in 3 and 6.
Yeah.
So, but listen, man, like, I got to get on these wings real quick, man. I mean, Ron, you had the same amount of rebounds as Mikal Bridges did yesterday. You know that? Like, it's not even funny. It's almost sad, bro. Like you played 29 minutes. You can't grab me 4 rebounds, 0 rebounds. Is that on Tibbs too? I mean, like, listen, I don't love Tibbs, but Tibbs isn't to blame for everything. And I'm no huge Tibbs, no huge Tibbs fan or nothing. Don't get it twisted, but like, it's not his fault. OG and Mikal are 2 of the softest rebounders in the league. That's not his fault. You gotta want a rebound. You gotta scrap. That's embarrassing to have two total combined rebounds. It just is. That should never happen. Never. These guys aren't 5'10". Pritchard had 4 or 5 last night. He played like 15 minutes. And he's what, 6 feet, 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are we doing out here, honestly?
Listen, I mean, I think that JJ, you make a really big point. It's something I was concerned about coming into this season, but on the flip side, a lot of people and fans said that, you know what, there won't be as much need. for all those rebounds because the Knicks are going to be much better offensively, and they won't miss as many shots. But we clearly can see that that's fine against the average team, but when you play an elite team who plays good defense, the Knicks gonna miss shots. So.
Right. Yeah, maybe versus Washington, you won't need it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm not even asking for 8. Like you guys are what 6'6". You can't give me 5.5. I'm not asking for 10. Like I know there's no excuse for that. There's zero excuse for that. I don't care what anyone says. 0 rebounds, bro. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's literally insane.
It's pretty crazy.
Like, I like at this point, I'm just not gonna get like too hyped over a win or get mad over a loss because we know how this. Like we could see the story. We could see the ending. It's like a movie. You know what the end's gonna be. So like you barely watch. Like I'm gonna be watching, but like I'm done getting my emotions involved. Because we know this is a second round team at best. It is what it is. Like,
wow.
We've seen miracles before, but I'm not confident whatsoever we even put up a fight versus Boston.
Well, the only thing I can hope for JJ is that when Mitchell Robinson comes back, they improve. My next point.
Go ahead.
They improve. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like me, I'm not putting any faith in Mitchell Robinson. I'm just not. Like, been there, done that, right? I mean, what's he gonna do versus Boston? Honestly, like what?
Boston, Boston. I don't know about Boston. Is not a great matchup for the Knicks. As much as we tried to build for them, they're not a great matchup for us. Now, Cleveland, on the other hand, I don't count him out. I already seen what he can do against Mobley and Allen. Now, granted, both those players are playing better, but still.
Yeah, right. Maybe Detroit first round, okay. Versus Duran. Duran's not a guy who plays away from the hoop. You can give me that. We can use him versus Detroit. I'm not trying to hate on Mitch, but it's just a matchup thing. Like, could we use him versus Duran? Sure. Could we use him versus the Cavs? Absolutely. Philly's a mess. They're not even going to make the damn thing. They're just going to tank so they could keep that top 5 protected pick or whatever. So, but, like versus Boston, it's like, he can't, we've seen this. He can't be out there guarding KP. He's going to get cooked. Like, Skinny Mitch. You remember Skinny Mitch, right? How he would block threes all the time? I loved that Mitch, by the way.
Yeah. Skinny young Mitch.
Skinny Mitch was a vibe. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah, he was special. He was special.
Yeah.
It was like watching
all threes.
Like Porzingis in his first 2 years. Oh.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Ooh, facts, man. I get it. He would get bullied by the heavy centers. I'm pretty sure that's why he gained the weight, right? So, but yeah, I just love when he would block those threes all the time. That would get me so hyped, bro. Like,
Yeah. No, it was a fun time, man. It was definitely enjoyable.
It was.
We felt like we had something special going on. We felt like we had a player, right? Like, because the whole thing about him is that at that time it was like he was an unknown. We knew he was raw, but we just thought he's just going to become so much better.
Right.
Yeah. So I hear you though. I mean, look, man.
Yes.
Do you think that that the season is a wash, like because of what you've witnessed so far against these elite teams? Do you think that this is just kind of like it is what it is? You're ready for next year already?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm ready for is these New York Mets, baby. But not seriously though. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I don't have. Like I said, I just feel like it is what it is, man. Like second round,
I get it.
At least fight. Like if you go out in 6, dare I say 7, I can be all right, man. You know what I'm saying? But you go out in 4 or 5, if Boston gives you one, if they're up 3-0 and they slack game 4, you know what I'm saying? A gentleman's sweep, like, man. Like you got to go out fighting. That's all I'll even ask for versus Boston. Can you just go out swinging?
I hear you. I get it.
Just go out swinging. Like, I'm okay even losing. Like, if you told me I wasn't expecting to win versus Cleveland or Boston these last 2, but it's the way you lose. Like, if you lost by 5, 8 points and it was a close game throughout, I'm cool. You're not going to hear one complaint from me, I swear. but you can't show no fight. And for Boston, we fought for what, 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes in the third quarter. And then before you could blink, it was all the way back up to 17. It's like, no, what just happened? We were just in the game. Like, I couldn't even get up to get a tissue or whatever. Like, before you could just like, what just happened? We were just like down 4 or 5 before you could blink.
Yeah,
18.
it's like it's
bro.
just the bottom line is just that these teams are not afraid of the New York Knicks, and they are not ever worried when they're out there in the court playing the team. They're never in doubt of losing the game. They're never concerned about that. They have big leads, and even if the Knicks cut into the lead, they're not concerned that the Knicks are going to really take over the lead because they just know that the Knicks can't really stop them. That's a problem.
Right. Yeah, they actually said during the game, actually, when we made that run, that the Celtics coach told them, like, this was perfect or something like that. Like, we needed that.
Yeah.
Like, we needed to get punched.
They learned. They want the adversity just to help them be better throughout the game. But they're not. Yeah, I know. It's bad.
Right.
It's bad.
Yeah. All right,
man.
brother. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you, JJ. I appreciate the call,
Appreciate
man.
you, my man.
It's tough.
Yes,
It's
sir.
tough. We're gonna
Appreciate
be
it,
okay, but I know it's not. It might not be
Yeah.
what we want it to be. We're gonna be all right though.
Hang in there, brother.
Yeah, you too, bro. Let's go Mets.
All right, man. Let's go Mets, baby.
All right, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Latest.
All right, man. Later, bro.
All right. So that was JJ. Another great call. So 713 Gamer said, "Oh wait, we got another. Let me pick up the call and I'll finish this up." Caller, shout out to you. You are live with SKF Weekly. Your name and where you're from?
This is Randu, 1973.
What up, Randu?
All right, I'm good. Man.
Oh, give me 1 second. Let me just say this real quick, and we'll get right to your call. So want to shout out 713 Gamer. He said if you guys got up to 50 likes, he would make it rain, and indeed he did. More gift memberships. You get a membership. Shout out to Space Ghost. You are the newest member of the SKF Army. Cam from the Kickback. You are a new member of the SKF Army. Quentin Gilliam, you are a member of the SKF Army. Low Key just became a member of the SKF Army. And Killer Kamikaze became a member of the SKF Army. And that's only the first set. 713 Gamer didn't stop there. He came back and made it rain with another 5 more. But first, let me get to this real quick. Super chat. He said, enjoy my new fellow SKF fam. Appreciate you, 713 Gamer. Thank you for doing this. You didn't have to, but hey, man, I appreciate it. And shout out to all of the people who received these, great gifts from 713 Gamer. First off, the next set went to Snipes Entertainment, Dawn Marie, Blue Collar, Mike Austin, and a user. Whoever that user may be. But shout out to you all for being a part of the SKF Army. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh-wee. Oh my goodness. What is happening? Space Ghost gifted. Hold on 1 second, Randu. Space Ghost just gifted 5 memberships. We surveyed 100 people. You are a member of the SKF Army. Brooklyn Cardio, you are a member. Maxine Fiato, you are a member. Rahman, you are a member. And Tendrell, you are a member of the SKF Army. We are SKF Army gift membership crazy tonight, baby. All right. Shout out to everybody. Randu, my bad, my brother. It's getting crazy.
Like I was about to say, man, I think I'm ready to probably just give up on the season, man.
Oh,
like knocked out in the second round, man, of the playoffs, because can't beat Boston,
right?
Can't beat Cleveland,
right?
I'm not gonna just say Tibbs is the only problem. He's part of the problem,
Right.
but not the only problem.
Right. Right.
Because it seemed like, okay, against Boston, Cat played decent. Brunson had a decent game. But it hurts that both of our two best players are weak defensively. Shit, it seemed like Josh Hart was the best player in the game against Boston.
Yep. You ain't
Hello?
lying.
Yeah. And in the off season, man, it's definitely got to be some changes in the off season.
So you think there needs to be some big changes, or do you think there just needs to be a couple of personnel changes to help us be a better team overall? Or do we need an overhaul?
I'm not sure whether we need to keep the starting five together and maybe let the chemistry build up a little more. I'm not sure. Or maybe trade Bridges and OG. But I know one thing. There's got to be some changes coming off that bench. Because we rank dead last in bench scoring. Dead last in bench scoring. That got to improve.
Yeah, that's definitely not good. The bench scoring is an issue. Our 3-point defense is an issue. Our overall defense has become an issue lately. It's tough. Right now, it's been really rough, man. And even, the funny thing is, what I don't like, and I've kind of been bothered about this for quite some time, and shout out to Ondios NYK. I hope everything is okay, my brother. I don't know what that call was, but if it's bad, like you said, I'm wishing you the best, man. Blessings to you and your family. I'll hit you up at a later time off air. But
I mean, getting Mitch back will help a little bit, but it's not going to help a lot.
Right. And that's the thing. That's the concern, right? Like, but I mean, my whole thing, I'm still thinking that the Mitch thing is going to help the Knicks a lot more than people think. I just think, my whole thing is like Tom Thibodeau's defense is always predicated around that big center. And if that big center that plays defense is in the middle, I just think these guys are going to be willing to take more chances defensively, right? You don't mind pushing up on somebody and the chance of them blowing by you to get to the paint if you got Mitch there. You don't mind reaching a little bit more to grab a steal to disrupt something when you know you got help if you get beat. I think that is what I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, things got to change, but
I know it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
Much is going to change.
Yeah, I hear you. It's tough. I mean, listen, the Knicks, the one thing I want everybody to understand is the expectations have rose, right? Because of what they've done. Then they're moving pretty quickly. But the Knicks haven't let us down. I know that sounds kind of crazy when we know we haven't beat these elite teams, but they haven't let us down yet. You know what I mean? We haven't finished the season. We haven't got to the playoffs. We can't say the Knicks had a first-round exit or a second-round exit yet until it happens. And who knows? If we're lucky, things can change. The Knicks can play better. They can turn their defense around, and they go into the playoffs, and they look a little bit more like the Knicks team we're used to. We still may not be good enough to beat Boston in a 7-game series, but maybe we figure out a way to beat Cleveland. I'm not saying we will, but maybe we do. And maybe we can get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like I said, it may be tough, but anything can happen that might turn it around for us. And I let's not write this team off yet, is what I'm trying to say. Am I happy? No. Do they got some issues? Yes. And do they need to fix them? Definitely. And if Tibbs don't fix him this year, do I think they should bring him back next year? No, I don't. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Well, Randu, man, I appreciate the call. I thank you, bro. I know it's a long ride, man. I know it's easy to write them off, but I just want to tell you, stick it out a little while longer, bro. Let's at least give Mitch a little time to see if he can come back to this team and help out. And maybe we start to look at them a little differently. I'm not saying it's going to definitely happen, but I feel like it will, just because I think Mitch's presence alone just allows guys like Deuce, guys like Mikal, guys like OG to be more aggressive. Josh Hart can be more aggressive defensively. So let's just see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Right.
But yeah, as far as us being, better than what we are with regards to our coach and everything, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But yeah, man, I appreciate you once again, Randu. Listen, you have a great rest of your night.
All right, you too.
Blessings to you and yours, man. Let's hope for a better day the next time the Knicks play.
Yeah.
All right, my brother.
Let's just all play out. Let's hope it gets better.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you on that, bro. Have a good night.
All right, man. Have a good night. You too.
All right, man.
Later.
Once again, man. Oh, hold on. Let me pick this one up. Caller, you are on live with SKF Weekly. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yo, Ron, what's good? What's the word? It's Don P calling out of
Hey, what's good, Dom P, baby? What's happening, man?
What's going on with you, man?
Where you been, brother?
Man, I'm boycotting the Knicks, man. I've been boycotting these. Yo, after they traded away them picks to get Mikal Bridges, I was like, all right, yo, that's the last nail in the coffin. Nah, I can't do it. But let me tell you why.
Go ahead, bro.
Intersect anytime you feel like I'm bugging. Call Anthony. I said this in the chat. Cat is 29, right? Josh Hart 28, Mikal Bridges 28, Jalen Brunson 28. Those are our core players, right? Can't even count the bench because we all know who Tibbs is. He don't trust the bench no matter what anybody says. He's gonna go with what he trusts, which is the vets. They're in their prime now, which means they only got a 2-year window at best to compete. You feel me? So it's like, with that said, and the sentiment now is like, okay, well, we might have to wait another year for them to gel together. We don't have time. Like they moved Earths and parted the seas in order to get this roster. We strapped for cash in order to get this roster. So the expectation, considering the cost, is to compete now. Am I bugging?
No. I mean, like if you're gonna break things down realistically and logistically, you ain't wrong. you definitely right about this window. So you are not wrong, brother. Sheesh. I think the Knicks are not thinking like that. I think they're just like hoping that they're going to catch lightning. Like they put together a good, talented pieces and that anything could happen. They may not be ready this year, but their thought was, hey, they could start gelling and really catch fire. And, who knows? You're playing with house money. They could really go. And I think that might have been the thought for the beginning of the season once everything started to get going. But now, things are a little bit more realistic when you see how good Cleveland is and how good Boston is, and even OKC, for example. But forget OKC because they're in the West. If the Knicks can make it to the NBA Finals, I think everybody would be happy. The bottom line is Cleveland and Boston are really good, and the Knicks just don't really stack up well against them. And unfortunately, as fans, we just have to face that for now. But I don't think that the season is a dud yet, because as I said before, we've watched weird things, stranger things have happened. One, I've told you before, I'm not going to write this Knick team off yet. because every season, Don P, you know I'm not lying. Every season we write this team off, and by the end of the year, they surprise us, right? By whatever they're how they are in the standings, how deep they go in the playoffs, whatever it is, we get surprised. So who's to say we won't be surprised this year? It looks a certain way right now. We're not happy with it. We don't beat any of the elite teams, but who's to say that, you know, not only do the Knicks make it into the playoffs, they get past the first round, and even if they get hit with one of those teams, not really Boston, but like, what if they get hit with Cleveland in the second round? And the Knicks just come out and execute perfectly all of a sudden. They play their game, and Cleveland doesn't look as powerful as they did before, and we wind up beating them in the second round and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. Anything can happen. And also, the other thing I wanted to put out there too is, remember the year that Atlanta made it all the way to the Eastern Finals? A lot of teams got hurt in the playoffs. Giannis was out. All these other people got hurt, right? Things can happen. We watched Miami come in as a 10th into the play-in and make it all the way to the NBA Finals. Like, I'm just saying, once again, I'm not saying that the Knicks are better than Cleveland. I'm not saying that they're better than Boston. I'm just saying anything can happen.
That's valid. That's valid. You know what? I can accept that, considering their type of roster. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, the roster on paper, we have the talent, right? So, you know, just adding validity to what you're saying, I get that. Anything could happen. I guess my beef is the fact that we literally sacrifice our future. And what you say, even though it has validity to it, it's not one of those things to where you're confident about it. It's like an optimism thing. You're hoping that, am I right?
That's correct.
You're hoping that
there's no guarantees, bro.
We get lightning in the bottle.
That's exactly it. There's no guarantees.
So it's like for what we spend to get this roster, like it's supposed to be some type of, I don't want to say guarantee spent to it, but we're supposed to have the confidence to be like, oh, who can touch us?
Right.
As opposed to who can we match up with?
Right. Right. No, it's true.
Or what team we don't want to see.
I think that's part of the problem too. I think what's going on with the New York Knicks is, one, I think Tom Thibodeau hasn't made enough of a proper adjustment defensively to make up for the lack of what his team has against these other teams. I think too, the Knicks, or as a team, I think they lack a little confidence. They won't say it. They'll still act confident, but I kind of feel like they're not as confident as we've seen in the past. Like last year's team had no lack of confidence. They were supremely confident. No matter who played out there, they felt like they had a chance, and this showed. This year, I don't feel like they do. This year, I think they feel like there's certain little things on the team that are not great, and they don't know how to, account for it. You know what I mean? They don't know how to make up for it. Once again, this is not a shot towards Cat. I just brought it up the other day. Like when a team is playing good defense or trying to rotate, trying to move, and then when you got backdoor cuts happening where an assignment is missed, or Cat is late, or Cat is helping in the wrong spot, or Cat is there, but he plays the Ole defense. That's a little bit of a deflator to guys who are trying to work hard on defense. It just, I don't care who you are. It just is. And it's not just Cat. I'm just giving you an example. That's one factor. The other factor is guys haven't come out the gate as good as they were last year. Deuce has taken a while to get going. It looks like, honestly, Deuce offensively is still not consistent. It's not what he used to be. And you could point to his shooting around 39, 40%. No, that's not what I want. I look at Deuce and his big shots, and he's missed a lot of big shots. And he's still missing layups. He missed another layup against Boston. What the hell is going on, Deuce? I don't know what's happening, right? But his defense is starting to get better. His defense is getting better. So, yeah, it's stuff like that, man. And I'm just giving you an example, like the Cat thing, the Deuce thing. Those are just two examples. You got OG Anunoby, who has been inconsistent with his scoring, but then when he finally gets going, he gets hurt again. Then he's got to come back and get going again. Now we're waiting for that to happen again. You got Mikal Bridges, who is super inconsistent. He goes up and down. When you got Deuce, who's just starting to get going defensively, but not quite where he needs to be offensively. You got Cat, who is there offensively, but not quite what we want on the defensive side. And you got Macau, who's super inconsistent. You got OG, who because of injury is going up and down with his game. You got all of that wishy-washy stuff. That's too much inconsistency to be a contending team and face good teams and be productive. So that's what's going on with the Knicks. And outside of that, then I already brought up Tibbs and his lack of adjustments and stubbornness and not being willing to play guys, even if he thinks they don't have it, but realizing that if you give guys an opportunity, you might catch lightning in a bottle because they want to be out there in the court. You know, there's always going to be, you take 5 guys from any team on the bench and put 5 guys in the starting lineup, and one of those guys is going to do something to surprise you because those guys are just looking for a chance. Somebody's going to fight for that chance. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that this Knicks team will be able to sweep a team like the Pistons in the playoffs?
Hold that thought. I'm going to answer it right now because somebody said I'm saying every name but Brunson. I intentionally did not say Jalen Brunson because I believe Jalen Brunson is playing the same way I saw Jalen Brunson play last year. So I don't want to call Jalen Brunson out. If you want me to say something negative about him, it's just that Jalen can make some poor decisions down the stretch of basketball games sometimes. He gets a little too ISO heavy. But even forget the ISO heavy. Sometimes his decision making is just not great. Like when he has the ball and guys are trying to double team him, he's forcing the issue because he doesn't want to get the ball out of his hands because he knows that's what the defense is trying to do. But sometimes you got to play into it, get the ball out of your hands and tell your guy to get it back to you because he dribbles in these double teams. He tries to dribble out of them and he turns the ball over. We've seen that. He also has forced some bad shots. So I'm just saying those are the things with Jalen Brunson. But for the most part, out of everybody on the team, the people that I'm most happy with right now is Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. And they're not perfect because they've made mistakes too. But as far as just consistency, they're the most consistent. You know what to expect from them, right? Cat, I don't want to say he's the most consistent because sometimes on the defensive side, I get a little bothered by the Olay stuff. But other than that, because he's so big. But other than that, pause. My bad. So back to your Detroit Pistons question. I'm not scared I'm not scared of Detroit, man. I think the Knicks can beat Detroit. I just think the Knicks got to play smart basketball. See, Detroit is not a bad matchup for the Knicks. They just may play smarter than them at times and make it very interesting. They can beat Detroit. It's when they play teams like Cleveland and Boston that are bad matchups. That's different because then they got to fight even harder to beat those teams. Yeah, but they could beat Detroit. I'm not worried about it.
I believe they can beat Detroit too. I'm just not confident that I'm not confident that it will be like a clear cut thing that they will beat teams like Detroit or the Pacers.
Oh, I hear you.
Can they beat them? Yeah, for sure. But like in a series, I don't know. I think it'll go down to the wire. And I'm only saying that because of Bibbs' reluctance, his inability to use the bench. Right, up until a point. Like he's relying on his starters. We're talking about a series where you got teams like Detroit and Pacers, like they're constantly rotating their guys around. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
I hear you.
Again, we have the talent, but barring injuries and Tibbs' style that adds on to what could be injuries, I don't know.
I hear you.
If somebody on the chat said we got a 4-year window, y'all got to think about it. Again, these players, the core players is, in their late 20s, right? And they're playing under Thibodeau with heavy minutes. Mainly one player playing under Thibodeau for longer than 4 or 5 years that's not chronically injured. Like that has some validity to it.
Yeah, and I don't even know. I think that I don't know if we still have a 4-year window. I think it may be 2 to 3 years now because
Yeah,
some of the contracts are going to start coming up. Like Josh Hart, I think is under contract for another 2 years. But then, if he continues to play the way he's playing, are the Knicks going to be able to afford Josh Hart? We talk about the money we gave him before, but now it's like we got him on a discount. My guy is almost, I'm not every night, but like he's getting triple doubles, man. And Josh Hart is a really big part of this team now. So I don't know. Like Mikal Bridges, is he going to be here? The way he's playing right now, a lot of Knicks fans want to run him out of town. So who knows what's going to happen?
It's only 2 years. When does Brunson's contract end?
I think Brunson is another. What is it? Hold on. Let me check because I don't know off the top of my head. I don't want to say it's 4. I don't think it's 4. Maybe 3. Let's see. I think it's 3. Let's see. No, it's a 4. He did sign a 4. Yeah, he signed a 4.
4 years. Also, okay, so
that's good. I mean, that part is good. He's inked until 2028, 2029.
Okay, cool. And Cat is what, 4 years, right? And he just signed with the Wolves and got traded.
Is he? Let me see. Carl, and we know Anunoby is 4 years.
Yeah, but he was injured. I don't even know why they traded for him.
No, Cat is actually three more years. Cat's contract ends in 2027-28.
So like even like after their contracts and you being a GM, like would you sign
wait, hold on. One more thing. Sorry, Don P. Actually, Cat is 2026-27. 2027-28 is a player option. So he could decide not to pick up the option.
Right. You know what? Like I said, it's a lot of talent on the team. It's a lot of talent. Like what you said, like that's valid. I guess it could go either way. It's 50-50 with me. Either things could go swell and they could play up to what's on paper, or things could go horribly wrong. And yeah, we're stuck with a few bad contracts. It's Allen Houston all over again. It's Bargnani all over again. And when I said those names, I'm talking about being strapped for cash or some of the best, I won't say some of the best picks, but some great players being drafted to other teams via the picks we traded. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like that's why I'm boycotting it. Because it's like, man, even when we was losing, like I still had that hope, like, hey, we could always build like the Spurs. Hey, we could always build like the Raptors. We could always build like the Pistons or the Pacers. But it seems like the Knicks have this culture of always want to star hunt. They always want to stargaze, or they always want to overpay for veterans. And it's always want to be like a quick fix thing. I don't know if it's because of us as the fans demanding for us to win now. I don't know what it is, but it's bothersome because at this point we keep losing our picks. And I ask for what? What's the point of that? Yeah, I know we got Frank Ntilikina. I know he was trash. I blame a lot of Knicks fans for Riley behind him.
Yeah.
I know we had R.J. Barrett. Like, I used to clown him all the time. I was the number one R.J. Barrett hater. But the truth of the matter is he was decent for what he did. He was decent. He wasn't horrible. He was decent. But overall, like, we just the culture itself, we just don't have this thing of developing our own players. That's something that I'm not feeling. And if we keep continuing on with this trend, we always gonna be a laughing stock.
Oh shoot, yeah. I'm tripping, man. No, man, I'm tripping. Shout out to you, yo. I don't know what I saw. I am tripping. Shout out to yo. You could tell, man. I don't know. Maybe that was because I hadn't eaten yet. Shout out to Crim's dad, man. Thank you. That was my bad, Crims. Yo, I did not even. I swore I saw this, and I just saw 713. Yo, shout out to Crim's dad. Thank you. Thank you, my brother, for the 5 gift memberships that you gave. I apologize. Sorry about that, bro. And I did shout out Space Ghost for his 5 gift memberships that he gave. But I don't know how I did not see. Clearly, it says it right there. I'm tripping. My bad, bro. So shout out to 713 Gamer once again for making it rain all those times. Shout out to Crim's dad for making it rain. Shout out to Space Ghost for making it rain. Appreciate all you guys. And thank you to everybody, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, TA Cowboys. Yes, you are gifted membership. Yes. She said, who's missing layups? Oh, Deuce. Deuce has been missing layups every freaking game. I don't know what is going on with Deuce. I don't know if he's trying to do too much, so his body is moving faster than he can control it. You know what I mean? And I'm not joking when I say that. That's something that I learned a long time ago when it came to who was it with the Knicks? Iman Shumpert, right? When Iman Shumpert was with the Knicks, he used to run full throttle, so much to the point guys on the team had to tell him to slow down because he was moving so quick that he didn't have control of his body, so it was making him miss shots. You got to slow yourself down once you get to the point of attack. You thrust and you go hard till you get to the goal. When you get to the goal, you got to slow up so that you can finish. Wow, that sounds like something else. Pause, ladies. Sorry. That's crazy. But anyway, I think that's what's going on with Deuce right now. A little bit.
You said what?
Oh no! If you didn't hear it, better for you. No, I think Deuce is doing he might be moving a little too fast out there when he's trying to get to the rim. A little bit.
Maybe.
And it doesn't. It makes sense because I just wanted to say, Deuce's issue all throughout college and joining the NBA was that his first step was pretty slow. Right. And so now we've noticed that he's been turning that corner. Maybe it's because he's going so fast so that he can make sure he's getting to the spots. And maybe it's a little too fast. He's getting past people, but he's got to learn how to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not too much worried about Deuce. I'm glad that Tibbs, I'll give Tibbs credit for this. I'm glad that Tibbs is giving him opportunities, considering Tibbs' reputation.
Right.
With young players.
That's fair.
And I think that's important for the playoffs. Just giving young bucks opportunities to get some reps in. So, when the playoffs do pop off and, you got our guys being injured or they're exhausted, the bench won't come through and they're rusty. You know what I mean? Or they're not playing up to par just because, they're not used to getting minutes like that. So I'll give Tibbs credit for Deuce at least, but as far as taking care of the bench, I don't know. And some people, want us to get rid of Tibbs, but if you look at the type of squad that we have, who else is going to man it?
Yeah.
I'm not a Tibbs fan at all.
No, I know. All I can say, Don P, is, and I appreciate the call, bro. I just
I'm not that up.
No, I appreciate you, bro. It's really good to hear from you, man. It's been a minute. I'm just gonna let it play out. I'm gonna be upset and critique this team as we go, but I'm gonna let it play out because every year, no matter what, except for that one year that we just had a really bad year, but every year, no matter what, we've been surprised by this team. The Julius Randle most improved player year. We made it to 4th in the East and got to the playoffs. The next year, it was a little iffy, but then, after that, we got Jalen Brunson, and we know that you was not a big fan of Jalen Brunson. You didn't think he was going to be anything special.
I'm still not a fan of Jalen Brunson, but you know what? He got my respect.
Okay.
He got my respect. I got to call Stady. I still don't like his game, but hey, he's definitely impacting.
Okay.
You can't take that away from him.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. And
I was rooting against him when he was going against Halliburton. I was like, damn, Jalen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and then like the Josh Hart stuff, people didn't think Josh Hart was going to do much for us, and he's been great.
Yeah, he's been effective for sure.
So that's type of like the Knicks have made good moves, guys. They've made good moves. Some things might take a little longer than others because maybe, when you put together multiple, that's the other thing about the Knicks. When they actually have done a lot of moves, it's maybe one move here or there. They don't really do multiple moves. This time around, they in the offseason, they got Macau and then they got Cat. And so, it gets a little tricky. You got to figure out how to really put together the team. And like I said before, I don't think the Knicks planned on this team looking the way it looks. I think they planned on having Hartenstein here. It didn't work out. I think they planned on having DiVincenzo here, but they had to give him up to get Cat to make it happen. So I just think that the front office needs a little bit more time to put together the team that they think can truly contend. Because right now we are missing some stuff.
Can they even do that though?
That's the thing. Will they be able to do it? I don't know, brother, because we don't got a lot of money.
Yeah, they don't got the money nor the assets. Like no leverage, no nothing. Like this, what we got is what we got. What we see is what we got. That's what I'm afraid of. Is even if we wanted to pivot, we can't without making the team worse.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, man.
But that's it, though. Hey, man, it's glad hearing from you again, man. Hey, keep doing your thing, man. Only reason why I haven't been on is because y'all would have probably thought I was trolling because I have nothing but bad things to say about the front office. Nothing. Like, I want Leon gone. I think that was one thing me and D's Hoops had in common. We wanted Rose gone.
I hear you.
So the more games they lost, the more it was getting to that point. But it seems like Leon Rose ain't going nowhere no time soon. So, so then I'm a troll, y'all.
All right, brother. Well, I hope the Knicks make you eat them words, because if that happens, that means we're all happy. You know what I mean?
You know what? If it does, if the Knicks win a chip, you know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna sit there and be a bandwagon fan. I ain't gonna do that. Like I'm gonna salute that.
Okay.
But like I said, for the cost of how much I gave up to get this team, the Knicks better win a chip.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
I hear that, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You ain't lying. Hey, man, once again, thanks for the call, brother. You have a great rest of your night. And listen, I know you're going to fall back, but don't be a stranger.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. You still be on, what's it, every Monday? Monday night and Sunday?
No. I mean, Saturdays? Yeah, I still do Saturdays.
Saturdays, right.
Yeah. We still do Saturdays, man. So we always rocking, brother.
Okay. All right, man. Yo, one love, man. Peace to the chat.
Same, man. Take it easy. Have a good night.
All
right. Don P in the building. Yeah, man. Oh. Ooh-wee. Thank you for calling SKF Weekly. This is the show, the spot where it all happens. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, caller, your name and where you're from.
Yo, it's D-Rex Simon from Brooklyn.
Hey, what's happening, brother?
How you doing, man? Look, I was out for a while, but you pulled me back in.
There you go. There you go. We got you back.
Well, it's a lot of things, I think, on all of our minds collectively at this point where we're at. It's almost like a very philosophical spot in the season, right? Like for me, I'll just say how I came into the season. Like, for one, I had zero negative faith in Tibbs. Negative faith. I had no faith in him for the playoffs, and I feel vindicated in that. Mikal Bridges, I was like, I kind of see it, I kind of don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And Cat, I was like, once I got over the shock of losing Devo, because I didn't care for Randall, I was like, okay, I see it. Because we don't have a stretch five. That seems to be like a requirement at this point for every team, right? Like, it just seems to be like a trend in the league, right? Everyone has like a stretch five. And in the last season, there was some Miles Turner was killing us. And then before that, KP on Boston was killing us. It seems like you really need that. But if there's one player I really miss not having right now, it's Devo, man. Like, I miss Devo so damn bad on this team right now for so many reasons. Like, my thinking was that, Mikal Bridges is just going to be a taller Devo that's better defensively. And he has just, we all got to be honest, bro. The guy's disappointing, He avoids contact. He's very inconsistent. And he just doesn't bring that ferocity and intensity, that Devo brought. And the reliability. I mean, this is a guy who's a disciple of Steph Curry, that really hits his shots and big shots.
Right.
And he wasn't consistent. He's also short, but I'm like, I would do a straight up trade for McCall for Devo right now. Like just how lacking his performance has been and how underwhelming. And yeah, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about like coaching replacements. Listen, Ron, you know more about this stuff than me. Do you think something would be possible? Like, I don't know, like Sam Cassell, head coach, like Johnny Bryan, assistant coach. Like, could we get the superstar of coaches, the super team? Like after, like, I don't know.
I think we'd have to find a different super team. I think Johnny Bryan has wore out his assistant coaching welcome. Like for him personally, as a step forward, I think he's not going to do it again. I think he's doing it with Cleveland because of the, this is an opportunity to be with Donovan and to grow his stripes there with Cleveland. But I think after this, Johnny's taking a head coaching job. He's not going backwards. Like it's about time for him. But Sam Cassell is, if they do decide to move on from Tibbs, Sam Cassell is an interesting option. Johnny Bryan is an interesting option as a first. And let me tell you something. You could still get a dream team type scenario of coaches because it could be Johnny Bryan, and Johnny Bryan's the type that I think he would be open to allowing someone else to jump in with him. So it's not like he wouldn't bring in somebody
so maybe
else.
Johnny Bryan head coach, Sam Cassell assistant.
Yeah, something like that, or maybe somebody other than Sam Cassell that everybody really likes, another young up and coming guy that not a lot of us know about because of just us being fans, but the industry knows like this is the next guy. You know what I mean? Because these guys are out there. OKC's coaches was out there for a long time, and he's been coaching OKC.
He was a G League coach.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know.
I would really like a former player, especially one that's been to the championships themselves.
What about what's his face? Oh shoot, is it Jamal Mashburn?
There's a name that I want to throw out, but it's a scary one to throw around in the Knicks community. I think maybe you even know from that what I'm saying.
Oh boy.
Becky Hammond.
Oh no. Oh
no. No Knicks fan will agree to that.
No,
right?
they won't do it. No.
Am I killed? Am I dead now?
Yeah, I think she burned the bridges of
the JB comment.
Fans love. Yeah, it was a little too much, and she doubled down on it too.
I mean, I'm just like, she comes from the Popovich school. She won in her own, thing. She led them to like a summer league championship on the men's side. I get it. No one wants to hear their man's being called a shrimp, by a lady. But, she from that Popovich tree. Look, I don't know. As far as where we go for the rest of the season, we actually do play the Cavs twice more and Boston once more. So, man, like, if we don't make some kind of adjustments for those games, then I'm really out. Because, like, it can't keep going like this that we're marching to the slaughter every time, Like, there definitely are things you can do where, okay, at least maybe you don't win, but you make them, one bead of sweat can come down Jason Tatum's forehead once in the game. You know what I mean? Where he can at least think, oh, my God, I have to expend, 1% of my power level to win this game against the Knicks right now. Because the thing that drives me crazy, bro, it's like going to haunt my dreams, is seeing these contending teams we're supposed to be able to beat, and they're laughing it up on the sidelines, and they're up 1,000 points, and they're like doing Harlem Globetrotters tricks. Like, it's just, the lack of effort from them to put up such high numbers from us is upsetting. It really is. And like, we have a terrible defense in every regard. The thing that also drives me crazy, I mean, I'm not just trying to vent. Like, please, if you jump in, if you have a comment, but like, we're bad on the 3-point defense, which everyone knows, but even on the interior, the defense isn't good, especially lately. So I don't know.
Definitely taking it's taking a turn backwards. It's a negative turn. Yeah, the interior defense was a lot better. These last few games, it's definitely looked worse, and especially against the elite teams, it's definitely looked a lot worse.
Do you think the players themselves are like a little defeated mentally?
I think it's well, think about it like this. You have a team in which you have really good defensive players at certain positions. At the center position, you don't have great defense. But even the guys that you think could help off the bench, no offense to Huck Porty, but he's still learning. So he doesn't quite have the chops yet. He can get better, but he's not there yet. He needs that with time. So he's not the answer, right? Precious is good defensively, but only against guys his height or smaller. The bigger guys give him tons of problems, right? And the really guards give him issues too, but whatever, so you don't have any answer at that position. Then at the point guard position, as good as Jalen Brunson has been defensively, and he has been better, I got to tell you, a lot of people don't see it, but
I actually think he's putting more effort.
He's putting a lot more effort, but he still gets eaten up too, right? So you got those two positions on the court, and when it comes to rotations, you know that you're giving up threes. So sometimes you're overcompensating. Oh, we're getting killed by the threes, so now we got to get out there. But once you get out there, now the paint is wide open. It's just pick your poison against the Knicks right now, and that's why they look so bad, because they're overcompensating on one end, which they're not really good at, because Thibodeau's defense just never was really good at defending the three, and that's when he had all of his pieces. But even if he doesn't, forget it. And then you leave the paint wide open. It's just a field day for these teams. It's crazy.
Do you think it is affecting the players?
I think it is. I definitely listen. Look, I'm gonna tell you something that maybe y'all see or y'all don't see or don't want to see. Certain guys like a Josh Hart or an OG Anunoby are not happy when they go all out and give their effort and watch somebody get beat because they didn't pick up their assignment, or watch somebody let a guy go straight to the rim without resistance. Okay? That doesn't mean they want to make a big deal about it. Doesn't mean they want the fans to jump on the bandwagon and start saying stuff about players. But I'm telling you, as just a player on the court, when you're giving that type of effort that some of these guys give, and stuff like that happens, which takes away from your effort, you feel it and you talk about it. So just saying.
Which player do you think individually is like the most frustrated right now? Because they got to be frustrated like at this point. In the
I
season,
think it's
right?
Josh Hart. Without a doubt, I think Josh Hart is the most frustrated. Yeah. I think
that's interesting, because I feel like he's so loyal and he's like so selfless. It's almost to a fault that he's like, I'm just going to go do my individual best and hope for the best for the team and whatever. Like, I feel like maybe he's privately frustrated, but I don't think he would go to the point of like expressing it, like at least to his teammates.
Oh no, I think he does, bro. I think Josh
you
definitely
think so?
expresses it. Yes. Josh has always been someone that doesn't hold his tongue, and sometimes he might misspeak in situations that he shouldn't. But in this case, I think he's the most vocal person right now that says stuff in regards to stuff. Because Brunson might say stuff, but he's a little bit more diplomatic. Josh doesn't have that same level of diplomacy. He'll just say what it is to these guys. Look what he says to the media sometimes, and he has to kind of walk it back, because he's like, maybe I said a little too much, but you know where his heart is. I think Josh is the most frustrated right now because of his personality, because that has a lot to do with it. It's not because of his stature or his star power or what he brings. It's about his personality. He's an A-type personality. OG and Macau, Cat, they have more mute personalities. They're not the same. So they may be bothered a little bit of certain, but it's not going to bother them the way it will bother somebody like a Josh Hart.
That's interesting. I personally think it's JB for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is like, they brought all this stuff around him to make him be the guy.
Right.
It's like his team, you could say, in a sense, because they gave him Pat, the stretch five, Mikal Bridges, his homie, who's supposed to be the upgraded, DiVincenzo. Theoretically, it's a team all around him that enables him for success, and you still look and see, like, if anything, honestly, we take a step back against the elite teams, which hurts, man. Like, I feel like he knows that he's good enough to do it, but just something is not there right now. And I definitely look, I'm no fan of this coach. I feel like everybody in the last 10 callers already said that.
Yeah, it's true.
Not one of them said I'm a big fan of the coaches. I mean, even Macri started on the coach, bro.
I know.
But
I see it.
One thing that I saw, I went to the Houston Rockets game in person, where Huck Porty had that big block on Steven Adams. You remember that game, right?
Yeah.
So my friend hooked me up with some good seats behind the basket. And I remember there was one play where Jalen Brunson called for Huck Porty to come do a screen for him. And he was like a little slow to like you want me to come do a screen? That kind of thing, And he was like, yo, fuck. Like, you could see him mouth that and just be frustrated. And I don't think he was mad at Huck Porty himself, but it felt like this dude hasn't played enough with me to understand, not that he's arrogant, but I think you understand that Jalen Brunson is a certain level of player that, you could put him on pretty much any team and bro's going to get 20, 30 any given night. You know, he looked dookie against the Celtics the other night, but he still went and got, most of the points in the first quarter or whatever. I don't think he's arrogant, but I feel like he maybe feels like you got all these dudes here, but they're not able to keep up with me. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Offensively, yes. But only from the standpoint that I think that is what drives him to be a little bit more selfish than fans would like him to be. You know what I mean? Fans want him to move the ball and pass the ball more. But you got to understand, when it comes down to it, especially in big games versus big competition, when you need a bucket, there's only certain guys that are going to be willing to take it, because there's, of course, any team, there's, 4 or 5 guys. Yeah, give me the ball. I'll take the shot. But, that's only because you haven't done it. When you start doing it regularly and start not hitting it and having to deal with the fans get on you because you sucked, that's a different level. Like, you have to have the skin, the chutzpah to take that. And Brunson definitely has it. Cat has it too. For Cat, it's a little different because he's a 7-footer. It's obviously easier for a smaller player to have the ball and be able to make moves at the end of the game. So yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, I'm actually at a point where like I'm completely 180 from where I started the season, because like even though I still think like Cat needs more touches, I'm at a point where I'm like, yo, maybe just Jalen Brunson should just take like 80% of the shots on this team. Like maybe just let him be the most selfish player that he wants to be, and when he gets double or triple teams, pass it out to Cat and hope he does something with it. Pass it out to Mikal, pass it out to OG, and like hope for the best. Because like OG has also been underwhelming. I don't think to the same level as Mikal, but I'm like, people have pointed out OG has no shot creation, no handle, no dribble. If there's another player in the stadium when he goes to shoot a 3, he misses. Let alone near him on the line. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very particular style of player that we have. And look, bro, if I'm the coach at this point, I'm like, Mikal Bridges goes to the bench, Huckporty goes to the starting lineup, you have Cat at the 4, Huckporty at the 5. Who cares, bro? Because this is not working. We have no bench scoring, and I feel like OG and Mikal is redundant, getting each other's way. And they don't, with the whole season till now, we said, what's one game OG and Mikal have both been together playing really well? And one gets 20, the other one gets 20. We still haven't seen it.
Right.
The tandem, the pairing is not, they're not maximizing each other the way you would want a duo to do,
Yeah. I mean, listen.
So, I don't know.
No, I was going to say that there's clearly a problem. I think the Knicks offense, for the most part, has been revamped. It helps that you have these type of people that you can run the offense through. But I still think not only do the Knicks need a defensive adjustment, I think they might need an offensive adjustment as well, because there's no way that a team should be able to double both Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. There's no way. One of them has to eat while the other one's getting doubled. And the Knicks haven't figured it out, because I don't know if it's because we're slow as a team in pace. We don't move quick enough to make our quick enough adjustments to capitalize on it. But there's something wrong when you got 2 players like that in your starting lineup. One, like, first off, it's not easy to double team them, even if you do. When they're on, right? But if you have been and getting the ball out of their hands, the other one should be able to capitalize, and we're not doing it. So there's got to be a change there.
I mean, it's frustrating, man. I feel like if you look kind of at the theory of this whole season, it's like, well, the whole league is a 3-point shooting league, right? That's what everyone's doing. So you need 5-out offense, right? Also, weirdly enough, Josh Hart started the season, like towards the early part of the season, he was hitting threes like at a really respectable rate and shooting like, 5 threes a game. And that has evaporated recently, which is, concerning. But I mean, I feel like we tried to replicate the Celtics, and it's something to be said for like, we can take a page from their playbook without trying to become them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're ever going to, if we just go up against the Celtics in a series and we just try to outshoot them, we're not going to win. They're better at shooting threes than us, But I feel like if we could learn, have 3 really elite 3-point shooters and then 2 really good, mixed style, really tough defenders, something like that, like a little bit of column A and column B, I feel like is the answer. Because right now we have a super finessey, not strong, not athletic, not big starting five. Like, they're good, you know, but Josh Hart's undersized. Pat is like, he's just not a center, bro, really, at the end of the day. Like, he can do it sometimes, and I think that this year of him trying to be a center again, if he goes back to the 4 next year or soon, he'll have been better defensively for it. But it's just, you could just see, bro. I mean, with Minnesota already figured this out. It's not his natural role. Like, you know what really opened my eyes to it, bro? Like, KP against the Knicks the other day. Like, KP is not a super fast guy. He's not super agile. The guy, you're scared he's going to fall apart every play, you know? He's older. He's 7'4". But how many times did he block Josh Hart? You know? He's not super fast. He's just more defensively inclined.
Yeah,
you know?
True.
So I'm like, I don't know, man.
Hey,
like,
man, listen.
You look at some things here, and yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And I listen. I hope we look as far as Cat when it comes to the whole center versus power forward thing. I don't care anymore. Honestly, I don't. At first, I was like, you know what? Cat needs to be at center because you can see the mismatches, the disadvantages that the defense has against them. He's so much more versatile. That's the thing. It's against certain teams because we play the elite teams. He actually doesn't look like he has an advantage at all when he's at center at all.
No,
they figure out a way to stifle him. So yeah, I don't love that. So,
I mean, not elite teams. You know, the thing that drives me crazy, and I feel like for me, the new rule of the NBA, aside from you have to have a stretch 5, is no wings, no rings. You need an army 6'8" wings that are athletic and can shoot. And that's like, you need 6'8" wings that can run up the floor, hustle, and shoot threes. That's like a prerequisite for the league right now.
Right.
And all our guys is like that are young is kids don't play them.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I hear
so
you.
I don't know. For me, it's frustrating when you see other teams just throw an army of wings. And it's frustrating that archetype is the worst matchup for JB and Cat.
Yeah.
Both.
No, it's
you
true.
know?
It's true. You ain't lying. Listen, man.
I don't know, man.
D-Rex, I appreciate the call, bro. No, it's fine.
Yeah,
I appreciate
I
the call. I got to run out of here now because, it's after 11 and, me and my sleep issues lately, I have to wind down and I'm already
last thing. This is unrelated to anything, but
yeah.
If you want me to pop by, like I'm willing to come by and help you with your setup, like, because I myself stream and I feel like I could help you upgrade your setup in a few ways. Possible if you want.
Oh, well, listen, that's definitely something we could talk about, brother. I'm always open to ideas and better ways to make it more pleasing for the viewer. So yeah, that I'm not opposed to anything. Let's well, I can't do it now. Well, we're gonna probably need another show. When you come on the show, we can exchange information in the super chat. I mean, in the private chat.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
In the private chat. We'll figure out a way to get this going.
Okay.
All right, brother. Listen,
only reason I offer is because I think I could help.
No, man, I appreciate the call. Thank you and I appreciate your help. Yeah, sounds good.
Peace out, Ron.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
See ya.
I just want to say thank you to everybody once again. I apologize. And I'm sorry, Sentence Lord. I can't pick this one up. I'm sorry. But it's not because I don't want to take your call. It's just because I actually have to get out of here and wind down because, like I said, I've had some sleep issues, some insomnia stuff, and I got to kind of try to stick to a pattern. If I deviate too much, believe me, the only one that's going to pay for it is going to be me, and you guys are going to hear all about it. So I apologize about that, bro. Whoever that may be, that could be a man, could be a female. I just want to let you know that I don't want to not pick up your call. I hope you call in again next Monday or even next Saturday when we have the phone lines open. So I apologize about that. Shout out to Glamour Knicks in the building. What up, girl? Salute to you. Let's go. What up? And also, let me get to a couple more things before I get out of here. Shout out to No Strays Entertainment. Salute to you. Coach Sires in the building. Good to see you, Coach. Let me get all the way back up here. Shout out to Clavins Deres in the building. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. HRM the Great is in the building. What up, HRM? Shout out to East Blue Drew, of course. Shout out to Fritz Alcindor. What's going on, Fritz? Nick P is in the building. Ron Mills is here. Salute. I think I said what's up to Josh Smooth already. Wacko in Brooklyn is here. Appreciate you. Let me get all the way back up here. Shout out to, hold on. Shout out to L, damn it. Thank you for the generous super chat. Appreciate you. She says, welcome to all the new members. Y'all are amazing. That's from L, y'all. Appreciate you, L. And also, shout out to the 713 Gamer once again, because he said if we got to 70 likes, he was going to make it rain again with these gift memberships. And he did that. Shout out to him. Another 5 gift memberships for you guys. Coach Malpica is a member of the SKF Army. Danny Thomas is a member of the SKF Army. Big Mike is a member of the SKF Army. Rudy Tay is a member of the SKF Army. Somebody I missed. And Knicks Media is a member of the SKF Army. Salute to all of y'all. Congratulations on being members of the SKF Army. Hopefully, like I said, you like the content, like what we do going forward, and you continue to keep the memberships going. But once again, appreciate 713 Gamer for making it rain all night. Shout out to Crim's dad for making it rain tonight, and Space Ghost for making it rain. Appreciate you guys so much for doing that. Thank you guys. Can't say how grateful I am. Once again, shout out to everybody. All right. So we'll see, guys. Listen, we got to see what happens going forward. Next up, it's going to be pretty interesting. I think our next game is against the Philadelphia 76ers. And that should be one. I don't know. They're dealing with their own issues. Embiid, he's got knee issues. They don't know what to do about him. But yeah, Knicks played Philadelphia on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. At the Garden, so it should be pretty fun. Let's go Knicks, man. Maybe that'll be the return of Mitchell Robinson. We'll see. That's a good game to bring him back against them with no Embiid, so he can't hurt him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to hoping that the Knicks can get better, man. And once again, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I hate to run out of here, but I gotta get to bed. Hey. As I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at 9 p.m. for SKF Weekly with myself, my brother John, my brother Jose, or on Saturday mornings at 11:30 for Know the Ledge. Where hopefully I won't have to talk you guys off the ledge, but you guys help me too. We all be teeter-tottering out there. So we'll see what happens, guys. But I'm really, really not too upset about the team going forward. I'm just not happy about what we've displayed against some of these elite teams. But I feel like we can get better, and I'm hoping we can. So let's keep our positive energy going, man. Because remember, the bottom line is, no matter what, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, we're still Knicks fans. You know what I mean? We're here for the long haul. That's what we got to do. We got to be there for our team. That's all we can do. Anyway, once again, thank you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. Tomorrow's another day. Enjoy yourselves, make the best of it. And we go from there. We just got to hope for the best. And that's what I'm hoping for, at least. It's got to be better than it's been. It has to be. So take care, man. Everybody, peace out. One yourself, stay up. We're gonna be all right. It can't get much worse. It could, but I don't think it will. Take care, y'all. I'm out.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
we can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it's been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good off season for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective Fan from the Objective Knicks Fan channel. And I'm going to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks Fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Blood Sweat Sports. We are still Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef, right to Knicks Chick Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your main man.
What's up, everybody? This is Evilocks21 at Two Knicks Chicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sim from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knicks fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.